When you look at his date of birth, it actually tells us that this was, in fact, a very special person. He was born on the 11th anniversary of the death of Steve Biko, and he died on the 60th anniversary or the commemoration of the adoption of the Freedom Card on 26 June 2015. I knew him as a person who loved history and he loved knowledge. I first met him at the Media 24 Journalism Academy, led by Honorable Matata Tsedu, who's here with us today, in Auckland Park in 2010. I had gone there to do a lecture on feature writing. And what was striking about him was that all the other students were dressed like they were going to a nightclub, wearing caps, funny t-shirts. But here was this young man who was dressed in a shirt and a jacket. Of course, he was the darkest guy in the class. So, but it was not difficult to notice him. He looked very reserved. But when he spoke, there was no mistaking his deep intellect and knowledge. Who was this guy, Suprise Mabizila? I know all of us know him from here, but he was born in one of the most impoverished parts of our country, in a place called Dwarsvloer. I'm sure most of you have never heard of it, in Mpumalanga, next to Akonhoek, in the Tula Mahash area, on 12 September 1988. He came from a very humble family, raised by a mother who made a living selling vegetables. So he could have become just another statistics of unemployment in this part of the country, like many people in that part of the country where opportunities are few, the schools are falling apart, most of the pupils have never seen a computer except on a magazine or on TV. But he persevered and never allowed his circumstances to determine his destiny. And in closing, allow me to read a poem by Mary Elizabeth Fry, written in 1932. And it goes like this. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am the thousand winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. Rest in peace, my colleague. Thank you.
I'm going to read tributes. We've got 3 batches of tributes from various colleagues. I will read one batch, and in between the speeches, Lucas will read the other 2 batches. This one is from Bulelwa Daimani. I think she's a former colleague. When Lucas asked me to speak today, I'm not going to, Lucas is the best one to do other people's voices, so I won't try. Can you please speak at Mabizila's memorial tomorrow? I told him that I wasn't good at public speaking, but that is not true. I knew that I would not be able to complete a sentence without breaking into tears. So instead, I decided to write this tribute to my dear friend. We met in 2010 when we were both interns at the Media 24 Academy. I can't say it was love at first meet, but our friendship grew as the months went by. Suprise is not the kind of guy that you notice immediately. because he liked to observe people before getting to know them. But the minute he starts having a conversation with you, he eventually grows on you. The spark in our friendship was ignited by great debates in the taxi on our way home from Media Park, where we were being groomed to become the country's finest journalists. Our debates ranged from black consciousness to music, and mostly politics. We both love politics. If I did become the finest journalist, well, for me, that still remains to be seen. But for Mabizila, he made his mark in the journalism industry and ruffled a few feathers hurry along. I know you would have taken the whole day talking about your friend, your former schoolmate as well. That will just lead us into a hymn with just 2 verses. And I'll ask Lucas to read from the tribute. We don't have to read them all, but just select 1 or 2 that you can read.
Anyone who can lead us with a song that can... Oh, yes.
Thank you. I'll read a message from colleague Swongile Mashala, and it goes like this. My motto is, tell me now and not when I am dead. The dead cannot hear us. I believe so much in showing appreciation for what other people do. As a journalist, Suprise Mabizila knew that he had hearts to touch and minds to boggle with his writing. This is what he strove to do. And I'm sure he knew what it was like to get feedback from readers. It made his wide smile grow even broader. A dedicated soldier, Suprise also knew just how much his work was appreciated. If he did not, he would not have continued to be as motivated and determined to tell people stories as he was. I am glad I got the chance to tell him how great his work was. He cannot hear me now, but he knows I appreciated what he did. Still, with a confused mind and troubled heart, I know that though the Sowetan family is poorer, heaven is richer. You have set the bar high, and yours will be the biggest shoes to fill. I hope you smile down on us as we strive to change people's lives through stories. Colleague Tumong Kone, he says, first thing I got surprised about our dearly departed colleague was the way he wrote his first name. As a sub-editor, naturally I thought it was a misspell or what we call a typo. But suspecting there could be something special about this case, I consulted then news editor Wendy Pretorius to verify my suspicion. Yes, that's how it's written. Surprise, surprise, exclaimed Wendy in a chattlesome manner. More surprises were in store for this unassuming but clearly curious and creative reporter. All of a sudden, our hands in the subsection were full with a demand to be on our toes for equally creative lead stories from an unheralded part of our country, Vembe district. From his base in Thohoyandou, we led with the stories which made the whole country talk. My favorite, says Tumumukone, was the one about villagers in Mutale who had to find innovative ways, including climbing up trees to boost their cell phone signal. Congratulations, Suprise, I said to him after I finally spotted him following the editor's announcement at our year-end party in Soweto that he was Sowetan's Journalist of the Year. Bro, said Suprise, I don't know what's going on. Let me settle down. He responded as he quickly walked away from all the attention. We shall miss you, Suprise. You were one of a kind.
As people were saying here, he had this impish, but very respectful attitude. Never spoke to me and said matata or anything. I know many of you here do that out of super respect. Suprise always called me sir. So I was sir to Suprise. Yeah. And the program was such that we would spend time with them for the first month at the academy. And then we would send them out, let's say, to newspapers. So they would go all over to different newspapers of Media 24. Suprise's first stint was at The Witness in Maritzburg. And he went there with some white girl. We know that the mother of the girl was traumatized by the idea that her little daughter was going to be sharing this house with Suprise. She shouldn't have worried. But they became very close friends. And one of the things that they did while they were at the Witness was to do some modeling, and pictures were taken, stories were written about Suprise and this girl whose name I can't remember now, as models. The stories ran in the newspaper about Suprise, and I kept saying to Suprise, we've lost a good journalist who was really, really committed to telling people stories. And as that writing there says, I've touched certain hearts, and I hope that they benefit from that touch. I know for sure that many people benefited from the attention that Suprise put on their little issues out there, far away from here, where we are all concerned about. It's always very difficult when you are out there in the sticks to talk your story onto pages, because the people who make decisions are here. They are not there with you. And so you have to do more than your fair share of convincing around a story, more than anyone who is actually based here. Suprise, I think, didn't have to talk too much, given that he had already proven that he could do it. And those stories, as Mpumi will tell me now and then, that story sold my paper before 12 o'clock. So as long as Suprise was helping Mpumi meet his circulation target, I suppose his stories were assured of space. So to the little one, it's really farewell, little boy. You've done your bit. Rest, eternal peace. It's really deserving of you. Thank you.